Hey, this is Adam with Theros Media, and today we're looking at E&G HVAC services out of the Orlando area, and they're advertising for, well, this is for ductless air conditioner, but they're running it to an air conditioner repair ad, to an air conditioner repair homepage. So we're going to take a look at their advertising, what they're doing, and how they can double their conversions. This is going to be overnight. They can double their conversions overnight. So typically when you're running advertising, you don't run it to a homepage, you run it to a landing page of some sort. But the first thing you want to get right is your marketing to message match. So they're marketing for ductless air conditioners. They're running it to an air conditioner repair ad, so those two messages don't match. What you want to do is, if you don't want ductless air conditioner to advertise to that at all, then prune that out. So keyword pruning is going to be important for you, especially if you don't mean to be bidding on terms that you are bidding on. Taking those out of the equation is going to help boost your results. We had a contractor in September, spent $2,500, got $89,000 back in revenue. That's the biggest case study we have for that. But, relevant case studies all the time for taking out keywords that you don't mean to be bidding on. Typically, you get outside results, 10 to 20x returns back on your advertising, just by taking out the terms you don't want. So you go inside your search terms report and exclude the ones that you don't want to be bidding on for that specific keyword, leaving the ones you do. So that's keyword pruning in a nutshell. So that'd be the first thing, is get rid of the keywords you don't want to be bidding on. Make sure air conditioner, ductless air conditioner is what you do want to be bidding on. This is a estimate keyword typically, so you'll see a lot of installations, experts, everything for estimates, but you're doing repair. So your message doesn't match your advertising, and then you're running everything to a home page. It does say AC repair in your homepage, but you still have a menu there. The stat is a landing page with a menu versus a landing page without a menu. Landing page without a menu has a 100% increase in conversions over the one that does have a menu. So having a dedicated landing page is important. You can do that with your pages here. I don't see a ductless page specifically, but I do see you service ductless mini splits on the About Us page. So what we would recommend is building pages specific to your advertising. It doesn't look like you can do the Google Optimize trick that we like to do, is have a page that you're already advertising with. You make that into a landing page with Google Optimize. It doesn't look like you can do that here. You should be building landing pages specific to your advertising, especially if you don't have the assets on your website already to take the pages and make those into landing pages. So build landing pages for your advertising is going to be the biggest thing we can give you. You're going to be able to double your conversions overnight by just implementing landing pages on all your advertising. So that's the biggest thing we can recommend. Keyword pruning is going to be the second biggest thing that over time will help you take out what you don't need, leaving what you do. So your branded search term looks pretty good, and you can see that people are advertising on your branded search term because you have HVAC services in it. So you're running a branded search campaign, which is good as well. You want to make sure you're doing that, especially for you, since you have a search term that people advertise for in your brand name. It looks like you have more than one Google My Business, so you want to make sure Google knows which one's the primary one, especially for the Orlando, Florida area. These are pretty close. So if one of those is a satellite office, I would get rid of that. I would just use this one. But if the other one is an actual office, then people closest to this office will see it. I'm searching in the broader Orlando market, so I see both of them. But people searching will definitely see one of the two. They both look like they're fully filled out, different locations. Doesn't look like different phone numbers, but that's totally fine. But they do go to the same place, and that's why they're both showing up now for your branded search term. If you have specific locations you serve out of those offices, we'd recommend building pages on your website for those specific locations. So let's say one services the Orlando area, one services I'm not sure what was that, Jacksonville was over Orlando. So one services, let's say you have one that services Jacksonville, one that services Orlando. You build pages on your website that are Orlando specific, Jacksonville specific, and then you link those Google My Businesses to those pages, so Google knows how to filter people who are searching for your brand name depending on their location, if you understand what I mean. So you want the knowledge bar to show up for your branded search term, so e.g. HVAC services, E and G. You want a knowledge bar to show up. You are the main person on the maps, but you do see ads here, so people are taking your traffic that shouldn't be. So that's one tip we give you for that. That's not going to help you with your advertising. That'll help you with delineating which Google My Business shows up for people that are searching for your brand name. It looks like you have a couple of different websites. We'd recommend you mash those into one. This looks like a website you built with House Call Pro. So it's not necessarily the best. For this, we just recommend one website. Make it everything simple on yourself to have to manage both of them. If this works for you, then by all means. It looks like you bought a domain and had House Call Pro use it. So I'd love to have a booking, this type of thing, on your actual website, and then use your actual website. Having two websites always makes things harder to manage for whatever. It just does. But we don't see a Facebook pixel installed on either one. So the Facebook pixel is going to help you remarket later. We're going to talk about that as one of the things you can do. Your Facebook page looks like it's updated every couple weeks, which is good. We typically recommend once every 2 weeks, and it looks like that's what you're doing now. And you're not running advertising on Facebook, which is not a bad thing, but retargeting, taking about 20% of your advertising budget and using that towards retargeting is going to be important to double your conversions over the month of your advertising campaign, because you're going to get people targeted from your ads back to your website or back to a lead form to submit their information to you. Typically, you can reach everybody you're advertising to with about 20% of your budget. That might be some high in some cases, but typically 20% is where the benchmark we stick to. It might be 10, it might be 5, it might be 20. It's usually never higher than 20. You can pretty much reach everybody with that. It's like sending out a designer to someone's house and then never following up with that design if they don't sign on the dotted line right then and there. Same thing you're doing with your retargeting if you're not following up with them online. Getting them back to your website with a Facebook ad or a YouTube ad or a Google ad, getting them back to the website to submit a form so you can reach out to them for an estimate or what have you is important for your advertising over the long term. You can take about, like I said, 20% of your budget is all you need to remarket. You're not going to spend you're not going to spend more money on advertising. You're going to spend part of your advertising budget on retargeting. So those are the three things, or actually there's more than three things, but those are the main three things we give you: is building a landing page, retargeting, and then making ads specific to the advertising that you're doing. And keyword pruning is going to be a big one, but that's more of a long-term thing, especially if you don't have enough hours to do it all at one time. But that's going to be a long-term thing because Google's going to recommend keywords that don't matter to you, search terms don't matter to you, and taking those out is going to be important. But that's more of a long-term thing. Matching the ads with your marketing message, matching the landing page with your ads, matching the retargeting to your landing page is going to be important, and those can help you double your conversions overnight. So hopefully this helps you. Take it and make more money, and we'll talk to you soon.